Yo, this episode is brought to you by McCoy's Fine Cigars.
Located downtown Houston, Texas on 900 Capitol Street.
Be sure to check out McCoy's for all your tobacco and cigar needs.
Yo, welcome back. Episode 23 of Oh Shit Pod. It's your host, Jay Jones.
Your boy Bowler. KB.
And today we have some special guests with us. We got Phil, a.k.a. Siggy P.
Siggy. It ain't a game.
My boy KSea.
AKA Big Shoshi. AKA Magnus Mandingo. AKA the handsome one. AKA Mocha Mahogany. That's just a couple.
Mocha Mahogany.
Self-appointed.
Self-appointed. All names given by himself.
But yeah, we got these guys on. They originally part of the Pour Horseman and Phil with Laced Up. And I asked these guys to join us today because we want to talk all things baby mama.
Baby mother.
Yeah.
Mom.
Mother.
Baby mothers.
Baby mom.
Mom. Yeah.
Mothers
You know
of
why I
our
say
child.
that?
Why you say that?
A week and a half ago, I was just scrolling my timeline, and Phil said it was disrespectful
Yeah.
to call the mother of his child a baby mama.
Yeah.
Okay.
And truth be told, I've never said like, "Oh, that's your baby." I've never. It's just something I've never just said.
Yeah.
So Phil saying it just made me realize, you know what? Some people can't take it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel you.
Talk to me about that, though.
I've always labeled my son's mother as that. I always called him my son's mother. Like never just. I just feel like it's a
Negative connotation.
negative connotation to baby mama because of what we see in the public. I mean, social media, everything.
They make it.
They just
hood
make it bad.
Yeah.
And I ain't never want that. I feel like labeling her that would just bring negative energy into the relationship that we have.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
like,
cocaine.
if she don't call me baby daddy, none of that. I'm my son's father. We work like that.
Well, for me, I don't know if she called me baby daddy, right? But just me knowing like the respect that I got for my mom and all women, and the fact that she's a good mom to my son, even though we're not together, we never have been. I just gotta show her respect, man, because she could be the total opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And but she's great. So my thing was, I'm gonna make sure that I never say my baby mama. She don't deserve that type of, nah, not that, not at all. So, yep.
So, when we're on the podcast, we have some guests on. We normally ask, what was your oh shit moment when you found out that you was having a child?
Man, that's a wild shit right there, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. My shit was wild. I'll go through mine first. I was single for about 3 months. 3 months. I was having the time of my life, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Hey, I'm sorry, baby, before I get into this shit. But I was having the time of my life, though. And, man, when I got that call, I'm like, hell nah, this shit can't be true. But it was true. And I was like, you know what? I know what I did. I know what I promised myself if I ever had a child. And let me lock down and just lock in and do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Basically. That my shit was simple. I know what I did. Let me do what I gotta do. Simple. Yeah. But it was like, oh shit. It was a lot of oh shit. Oh shit, motherfucker, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Was it a phone call or was it face to face?
Oh, it was a phone call. And I tried to keep my composure because I was about to lose it. But to keep it real though, I was just like, nah, bro, you gotta own up to what you did, you know? Yeah. You wanna be a player, you wanna do this, and that, you gotta own up to that shit. And I was just like, I'm gonna be the best father that I possibly can. I always promise myself that, like, no matter what, I'm gonna be the best father that I possibly can. Yep.
All right, it's about to be a while.
All right. So, I'm an 18-year-old lad, and My oh shit moment came literally before my first game in college. I was ineligible starting off the season. I had to get my ACT score. Finally got it. I'm ecstatic. I'm like, man, I'm hyped. About to suit up. And I got that text. We need to talk. And soon,
we need to talk. Never
soon,
end well.
and I know we wasn't together, so I was like, you know, I could have totally disregarded that if it was like some type of relationship shit. But she was like, yeah, we need to talk. And I was like, ah. And then what was crazy, because the night it happened, I still remember the night it happened. I was with my partner. She was with her friend. We was at her friend's house. And I remember everything, like in regards to how it happened. And then leaving, my partner was like, oh, bro, you think she pregnant? I'm like, I don't know, but we ain't going, you know what I'm saying? We ain't tripping on it. Then I got that text, and he was sitting right next to me. And I just like, I showed him the text. And then he used to call me H-Town because I was in Oklahoma. He was like, oh, H. I was like, God damn, bro. Like, fuck. And then the main thing for me, it wasn't because, like, she was pregnant. I was going to take care of that. But more so me, I'm from Southwest Houston, Texas. So prior to going to Oklahoma, I ain't do like interracial. You know what I'm saying? I was just all my black women, you know. But when I went up there, I was on that MySpace browsing. You know what I'm saying? And so it, I mean, it happened. And then like the first thing I thought, I was like, yo, I'm gonna tell my mama she white. and then prior to
Not
that,
even about the baby.
it wasn't even about the baby. It was just like, and then really it was, and it kind of made it easier. Like once I started, because I mean we knew each other, but we didn't know each other's background. Like I didn't know she was a full, you know, half Venezuelan, you know what I'm saying, and all that Hispanic part. I just thought she was white, and then so once I kind of got settled into that, and then months later we started really getting to know each other. It just kind of became easier. We became friends, and then we were just like, man, let's try it out, and then we went from there. But yeah, man, shit, I'm talking about. I almost started crying, and then people thought I was crying because I was happy because I was about to start like playing my first game. Hey, I was in that whole sad as hell. Like, shit, the first thing my mama told me when I went to Oklahoma, don't you come back with no baby.
And what's the first thing you did?
First thing you did.
Come back with a baby.
Hey, Mom.
Wait, let's do this.
I never forget when I called her and told her. It was months later. It was like
what?
Yeah, it was months later.
In the hospital.
Hey, Mama, I
at the hospital.
Mama, I'm having a baby today.
She was like 5-6 months. She was
That's
5-6 months.
That's Mama, I'm having a baby today.
But it's kind of because it was all up on her too. Like, you know, whatever she wanted to do, I ain't pressure her, no nothing. It was like, you know, if you want to do what you want to do, I'm behind you. If we want to have it, then I'm gonna be the best father I can do. Go ahead. I'm watching Lion, sorry. I'm gonna be, you know, all over the place. But yeah, so when I called my mom, I just started crying. And she was like, you got someone pregnant, didn't you? I said, God damn, mama be knowing.
Oh, they know.
And then that was that. I mean, after that, I was just on my P's and Q's. I knew I wasn't going back to that school. I actually ended up going back home, but I was like, I'm gonna end up going back there because I didn't want to not be in his life,
right?
Like from the jump. Like, I mean, we'll go into it later about being in the room and stuff, but yeah, I was in there from the jump, and shit, here I am now.
Phil, you telling your mom. How was that conversation?
Oh, telling my mom, shit. Man, my mama know I'm a player. Shit. You know what I'm saying? She already knew what it was, but I just kept it short and simple. Hey, mama, I got somebody pregnant. It is what it is, baby. Nah. Cause the thing is, cause I always wanted to have a child and be with that person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I know in life, things don't work out the way you plan it, so you got to make adjustments, right?
Yep.
And you know, I broke it down to my mama. The cool thing about my mama is she'll listen first, and then she'll curse you out. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't curse me out though. She just said, you know, be a better father than your dad was to you. You know what I mean? And I said, no doubt, basically.
Yeah.
So that was it for me.
Yeah.
You know what's dope though is like I've known Phil for a long time.
Yeah.
I've known KC for a few years now, but everybody know like I'm the type of person that likes to watch. Like I watch individuals. So when y'all talk about y'all being fathers and being great fathers and wanting to, and that was the goal, like having a child, like, look, I want to be the best father I can be, like you said. Y'all are doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watch y'all's relationship with y'all's kids, whether it's in person, whether it's, you know, social media. Like, it's not for show. Like, I see how when you bring Carter around, like how he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, y'all's kids look up to y'all and they love y'all. So I think it's just super dope and deserves, you know, recognition that y'all are not just
Thank
talking
you,
to
man.
talk, but y'all actually walking it out for all the brothers out here with kids, man.
Thank you,
Because they
bro.
actually see it.
Nah, it needs to be seen. Like, a lot of people can talk it, but when you around them, you know what I'm saying, and see how you really deal with your, like, it means a lot to a lot of people, man, seeing black fathers in their kids' lives, man, and really making a difference. So yeah, it was us. So shout out to y'all boys.
Let me
Thank
ask
you,
y'all
bro.
this.
Thank you.
So we know you were in college.
Mhm.
You were still running the streets.
Yeah, I was a wild boy.
Wow, boy. We learned that from the Pour Horseman. When you found out you had a kid, what changes have you made in yourself that you like, all right, I gotta cut this out, or I gotta do better?
Oh, for me first, really, I'll say it started changing up my outlook on just how I react to certain things. Cause I mean, prior to Keelan, I mean, that same year, my freshman year in college, I had to beat up a dude in front of his wife because he was talking reckless to the girls' basketball team. And then now it's just like, I'll take every precaution to not just go off, you know, like just I'm throwing them.
Trying to show you don't want to show what's
Yeah. And then not even that, it's just like, you know, we see what's happening with Dallas. People throw that tool on you without question. They'll shoot you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always had the mindset like, shit, it is what it is. If that's gonna be the outcome, then I'll live with it. But now I changed it to where let me see how this can be handled prior to, you know, me just having to put my hands on this person. And then, I mean, protection as well. Like, I'm gonna protect my son and my loved ones. That's always been my mentality. Even my partners, like, if we out, I've always had the mentality, if somebody jumps stupid, my friend ain't gonna never have to worry about me, you know, if I'm not gonna have their back.
Right.
But now, you know, when you got a child, you gotta also
Okay, he
think,
handling it himself.
is he handling himself? You know what I'm saying?
He good. I
'Cause
don't have to.
like I
myself.
was saying, I was the one just like,
Yeah.
if we got it, let's go. But now it's like, yo, you tripping, let's get it together. And then, you know, if it still has to go that route, we know we did what we supposed to do to at least try to alleviate the
De-escalate.
problem.
Right.
And so, yeah, I just try
Reaction.
not to slap people from the jump.
Think, then react.
Exactly.
So, Phil,
Yeah.
you stopped throwing the pistol gun?
No,
He still got that blicky. He still got the blicky on him.
What happened was,
You got the blicky?
nah, yeah, for sure. For me,
I need
bro,
to get a
I
register
still
one.
was,
The
bro,
blicky.
I can't even lie. I was still tripping, like, still being a player, bro, like, for real.
For our audience that don't know,
Yeah.
another nickname for Ziggy Phil is Action Jackson.
Yeah, I was all
Action
about
Jackson,
action.
freaky feel.
But look, I kind of tried to, even though I accepted what I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
I still was still in that mode. You know how you in that mode, you can't kind of turn it off.
Yeah.
I was still in that mode because I was feeling good. I was single. I hadn't been single in so long, so I was still trying to enjoy that single life.
I think
right?
that's the biggest difference between men and women when they're about to have kids. A man's life really don't have to change.
Yeah, it don't.
Straight up.
It
Nah.
A man
don't. It don't.
can still be the same man he was before he get after the kid.
And I think that's
So-
why we get that bad stigma attached to it, because
it's more of them than there is of us, to be honest with you. More
I'ma
of them
tell-
kind of men.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that I never told nobody. I actually seen her out. I don't know why her friends took her out, but this was when Social Junkie was still open in Houston.
That's a wild man.
Yeah, so I
That was
seen her
that was
out.
that was a good time.
It was a good time. It was a good time. I seen this girl out, and she had a little belly, right? And I just staring at her. I'm like, oh my God, this shit is real. Like, you talking about an old shit moment. That probably was my old shit moment. Like, damn, she right there. That's my child right there.
And
bro,
so,
me-
And then you're probably like, what the fuck are you doing out of here?
Nah, I wasn't.
Put the Heineken down.
Nah. I still let her be.
Heineken
I still
Zero.
let her do it. One thing I like to do is embarrass people because I
Yeah.
don't like to be embarrassed myself. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I looked at her. I gave her a head nod or whatever, and
look,
Nigga gave my head
how,
nod.
y'all- how y'all doing?
That boy said, "Sup."
I,
y'all
was like, I lowered my shirt. What's up? You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, oh shit, this shit is real. But I ain't say nothing to her or whatever. I was still in that mode, so I ain't care, bro. I really didn't care. But when that
Boy said,
when that day
Good.
when she told me that day, I was like, oh shit.
Let me add on before. And see the difference between like myself and y'all. He probably can relate a little bit because he was a little young as well. But I was a teenager. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah,
saying?
that's
I can
good.
even
So-
imagine.
And then I was going back into college. So like I took a year off and then I went back into college. So I was still like, wild in the sense of just being a young black man in college.
You still in college.
I was still in college. I was still wilding. But I had it kind of helped me with like having some kind of sense. You know what I'm saying? Because prior to him, I was just a loose cannon. But that helped. And then in regards to his mom, like how he said he seen his mom, seen his son's mother out. I would see her like after post breakup and stuff like that, and it was just like, shit. I know I saw that kid come out of you. Have a great time,
For sure.
straight up. Like,
Sure.
I mean, I couldn't dare say, oh, you tripping. You need to be at home, my child. I seen that child come out of you. Like, bro, that shit was wild. I fainted twice in that hospital room.
You look like you fainted.
I fainted twice. I saw the head come out, and I was like, yo, her mom had to catch me. And then the next time I saw when they were stitching her up,
Why? Why are you looking?
I
down
didn't
at-
try to. I was walking straight. I had to get a blanket, and like to the left, I could still walk, and I still see
Nah,
you.
brother.
I saw it. It looked like the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin. You know
Nah,
that
you-
tiger,
Which what you do,
bro.
This what you do. You turn them peripherals off like this.
I
Yeah,
couldn't,
you
bro.
keep your
I was
eyes
just-
straight.
I was
You don't look at
literally just
nothing.
walking, and then I saw it, and I just like fell straight for it, and I was out for like 17 minutes. I was
Oh,
asleep.
you asleep.
I was knocked out,
you asleep.
bro. I was knocked out.
That ain't a faint.
My mom tells me that story all the time when she had my baby brother, and they said my dad had fainted.
Bruh.
Damn.
They said like an earthquake on that floor. When he hit the boom, and it was and she was like, all the doctors looking at him trying to get him. She's like, I'm the one having the fucking baby.
Dog.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if a dude saw what the woman actually goes through, it'll change their perspective. A lot of dudes, like when
They're
it's-
not there. You talking
when-
about dudes
when
that aren't
the-
there.
I mean, even that, but like when the mom and dad don't work out, and you always see the dad and the mom having issues because there's some kind of entitlement of what they used to be, and it's still in the air. Like you feel like y'all can possibly get back together. You don't want to move on. For me, seeing that helped us because I was like, look, any person that can go through this shit, who the hell am I to say, you shouldn't be enjoying your life. You brought a life here. You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of helped me like really move on because we had a spill where, after any breakup, it's gonna be like kind of tense type shit. But we knew we had a child together. We had to make this shit work. I tell it all the time, like we tag team partners. And I be trying to tell her we need to get them belts. We got to make sure we keep them belts, and we leave it like that. I like resorting to wrestling to a lot of references because that's what I grew up on, and it makes it easier. So every time we do good with him, tag team partners, we the champs.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
And
That's
then,
dope,
and
man.
then when we mess up, I send her that gift of Shawn Michaels kicking dude through that barbershop window.
Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty going
Get your
straight
shit together like you tripping. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if a lot of dudes see it from that perspective, it'll make it easier post breakup because that's where a lot of shit get fucked up.
Tell me this.
I think
Oh.
that's where I differ from. My fault.
No,
Kay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that's where my situation differs from everybody's here. Mostly, I didn't have a relationship with a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was me. I was on my Al B. Sure type shit, man. I was
What you think of Al B. Shore?
smooth nigga, man. Smooth nigga, man. But bro, I was just moving and grooving. You know what I mean? It was just like that's exactly what it was. You know what I'm saying? So I think having that relationship with a woman, you know, y'all being together or going on dates or whatever the case may be, mine wasn't even like that. So I think it would have been easier for me to snap out of that mode that I was in if I was in a relationship with her. But my heart was always with my fiance, you know, who I'm with now. So
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, first off, congratulations on
Thank you.
on the engagement.
Huh.
Yeah,
holla at a player.
yeah.
Former player.
Former flip. But now that y'all have kids, and now y'all are both in serious relationships.
Yeah.
Like, how does that dynamic work with y'all significant others and y'all kids? Like that dynamic.
Ooh, let me go into that. So I just had broke up with my lady that I'm with now, and my heart never left her. As a man, your mind leaves kind of, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm free, I'm single, I can do what I want to do, you know, but I stayed in contact with her, and that happened with my son being born, my son being in her stomach probably like around March, and then by August, around my birthday, I was like, man, yo, it's a woman that I love out here. I need to tell her that what the situation is. So I had to break it to her.
Woo!
Man, that was the
That's tough,
hardest
yeah.
thing probably I've ever done in my life, was to tell my lady that I had a child on the way. Good thing that we weren't together though. You know what I mean? I would have felt like trash, and I would not even told her. You know what I mean? Like confessed to her what I had done. But I know she a special woman. And how I know she's special is that she was just like, okay. It wasn't just okay. I don't want to go into details, but she accepted it. You know what I mean?
She's real good with him.
That takes
a hell of a woman.
man.
A hell of a woman.
Yeah.
That's because women don't have pride like guys. They can push that pride to the side.
But hey, if we put ourselves in that position, like, I don't know, I just don't know too many guys. We'd have to get one on the pod, but a guy that's gonna take in, you might love the lady, but ooh, she got the baggage too. She got the little ones.
For sure.
Like that take a lot, man.
Yeah.
We broke up and you had a baby.
Yeah, man. You always got that side eye.
Man.
Especially if you walk into the situation as a stepmom and you will have a child prior as well. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like he has a child, I could have one. I got to take on the role of taking care of a child that initially isn't mine, but I have to accept. So, like I said, yeah, I'm feeling that.
Does it mess with y'all's timetable of when y'all talk, like now that you and both of y'all in these relationships, y'all's timetable of when y'all want to have kids, like, because now you got a teenager. It's like, okay,
He got a babysitter though, so he good, man. That's what's up.
Yeah,
You got a babysitter.
See, yeah, for sure. So with B and I, and I'm trying to get where y'all at in regards to wedding and engaged, and we talk about these things. So when B and I started talking, everybody knew I had a son through my social media and stuff. Like, she followed me and stuff before we even was together. She knew I had my son. And that's what actually she said she became attracted to me by how I interacted with him. And
People watching, man.
women love that because they see it as he's a great father, but at the same time, like if we were to have a child too, I can already see
Yeah,
how
yeah,
he's
how-
going to be,
yeah.
or how he's going to interact. So that's always a big bonus as well.
and so Keelan is a teenager. He's 13.
That's crazy.
And
That's crazy.
he's 13 years
That is
old.
crazy.
I'm 32. My dad didn't have me until he was 32.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like if I ain't gonna say if, Lord willing, when B and I decide, or if it happens, we get some kids, I'm gonna be around that age range. You started what, 34?
I was
33?
33 when I had my first.
33,
baby.
and you got another one
Yeah.
at
Right,
your age
at
now.
35, yeah.
So I'll probably be in that era, and then I have a whole other teenager. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keelan will be almost damn near 18.
But that's wild.
That shit is crazy. And so, like, we always talked about that. And, I mean, even with Keelan. And Keelan just like, I still love my sibling.
Yeah.
It's just, we won't play as much.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, okay, you understand it, though. And so, even B got a house before she was even looking or settled into that house. She was like, well, Keelan would have his room
That's dope.
and all that. And I'm like, holy
I know
shit.
that gave me chills.
Man,
Cause that take a lot, man.
that takes a lot. Like she was even, I ain't
Shout out to
press
B,
on
man.
it.
Shout out to
Yeah,
B.
I ain't press on it. She was just already thinking like, Keelan to have his room. This would be his space. And I was just like, man, shit.
So when you proposing?
Oh man, wait, we trying to get this stuff together. I'm trying to get, certified in things and stuff.
Okay.
So get this career.
I just thought I'd ask. since,
Yo,
she got
if I get the lotto tomorrow, like I said,
You got to really
the,
woman
go get
now.
that scratch
it's
off.
a wrap. Or, when we see the stuff here,
Shout out to
they-
Manscaped.
Shout out to Manscaped.
Manscaped, they
Bum
hold
boo.
us down.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm going to get that ring tomorrow.
Huh.
Ain't no hesitation. It's just gotta get them chips.
Yeah.
Them chips, them rings ain't they not cheap. At least the one she told me. Shit. That shit ain't cheap.
Yeah.
So
We know.
But speaking of Manscaped, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all see the box and whatnot. So support for the whole shit is brought to you by Manscaped.
Huh.
The best in men's below the waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for the family jewels.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, we proud to announce that we partnering with them. You know what I'm saying? So, we're talking
Where are we smoking at, though?
McCoy.
Always.
Shout out to McCoy. So we'll talk a little bit more about Manscaped towards the end of the pod. And shout out to Doc. We laced this with some
Yes.
dope
Exquisite.
cigars. Also, the two cigars that I guess is smoking are also from McCoy's as well.
I ain't
Oh,
gonna
this
lie.
is here?
I ain't gonna lie. This is a bad motherfucker.
I
man.
may need,
Hey,
I
yo,
may need another one.
listen, man. This shit here got me feeling lovely.
Yeah.
Pull this
Straight
thing
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might pull up on a random day, man.
Yeah.
That's
Some
what we,
smoke
last time we had a guest here, he was like, now he smokes cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For real.
we might have a little mixer here. Just some light just to get some people out here.
Speaking on that, the Friday night turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 10 o'clock turn
10
up
o'clock
here at
turn up.
McCoy's.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? If y'all in the area on Fridays, y'all swing by McCoy's. We got the DJ. 10 to 2 on Friday.
What type of music we playing?
Shoot.
Ah.
Let me get a little Frankie Beverly and Mays or something.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I
That's
like
from
it.
10 to 11. That's from 10 to 11.
Oh,
Yeah, we going up. We going
That's
up.
what's up.
So, fellas, I know now we can talk about that later after this because Keelan's not living with you. But prior to that, how was it, or how was it for you, and how is it still with you? Because I know my child doesn't live with you.
Yeah.
How was that going to raising a child and not being in a household?
Huh.
Woo, Man,
You want to go, okay?
go. You
Let me
go,
hit
okay.
it first. All right.
First
so,
of all, thank you for laced up. I know you had to step away to do your duties.
oh yeah.
Being a
So
full-time father.
I left late. I ain't leave late stuff. I still help in the background, but from in front of the camera, I had to take a step back because I got my son full time, and so for me, I'll say this little story. When I left the school I left in Oklahoma, I came back here and I was doing a lot of workouts and I was trying to get somewhere, and I actually had an offer to go to a JUCO in New York, and they was just like it was trying to get me like it was gonna lead me to possibly going to one of those lower D1s, and they was telling me like, man, we want you to come up here. We feel like you'll be a great fit. We seen your high school tape. We seen your little tape from college. We talked to some of the assistants, and then the guy that I was working out with, I can't remember his name, but he played for the Supersonics like in the early '80s or so. But yeah, he was trying to get me out there, and I told him I was like, man, I just got a son. I feel like that's too far, and so I passed on it, and I went back to Oklahoma, which went through a couple hiccups, but ended up going to where I graduated from, which was Southwestern Christian, and I graduated. So it all fit because I wanted to be with him, and it was in Oklahoma City, and I was able to get him. Like I used to have him in the dorms, and mind you, Southwest Christian, one of them little Christian colleges that was full of white people. I already felt kind of out of place because they tried to get me up out of there like 2 or 3 times. Southwest side nigga. I mean, shit.
Why am I here?
I was out of there. I was out of control. I ain't gonna say I was out of control, but I was a bad boy. And so at a Christian school, if I wasn't hooping, I wasn't fellowshipping with them like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll come up there with my son. They feel it. They really feel some type of way. Oh, he has a son out of wedlock. Hey, mind your business. You know what I'm talking about? And so I was going through all that, but I was not to be denied. I wanted to hoop. The only reason I went to college to hoop because I knew if I go to college, if I ain't hooping, I ain't gonna be doing school. Like I just didn't care for school like that. So I needed that to graduate, which I ended up doing. And my son was able to come to games. He was able to see me graduate. When I got my senior night, they gave me my jersey and my frame. He was right there in the picture with all her family and stuff. I mean, that's stuff that I wanted. And I knew if I went to New York, I would have had no chance of that. Yeah. And I would have been out of his life. And, that wasn't even an option for me. So
one thing about being a parent is sacrifices. Some of the sacrifices that you make now, you just think about it like, if you didn't have kids, would you make some of these sacrifices?
Oh, for sure.
Like
It just
without
it depends.
kids, like some of these sacrifices that you see yourself making daily.
You're for self.
Yeah, you're very for self. Like that's a natural human instinct is to protect yourself first and spend for yourself first. And now you see that you miss out on an opportunity that maybe take you somewhere a little higher because I won't be able to see my son, which is commendable. And a lot of people might not have done what you did. Right?
Yeah.
So,
But you know what's crazy? Even on that, like some sacrifices you forced to make. The great fathers are making sacrifices that it's a personal choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you in situations where it's a sacrifice, but you really ain't got no choice. You have to do this.
Yeah.
But there's other times where you put in a position where you can make a decision and do something that's gonna affect. You know what I'm saying?
It might have still worked out.
Yeah.
You might have seen no games, it still might have worked out, but you make the ultimate sacrifice saying, you know what, let me put myself.
Because even after practices, like my teammates knew, like where KSea at. If we didn't have practice, I was over there.
Yeah.
Or even after practice, I go straight over there just to see them for a couple hours in a day. They ain't live far. They probably live about 20 minutes away from the campus, but I was always just going over there. Like
that ain't easy as a college
you know
kid.
what
I
I'm
remember $5. We were struggling to get gas
straight
money.
up. And then when we got them refund checks, boys couldn't wait. Like when them checks coming in, like shit, it was tough. And then them gas was piling up.
Yeah.
But I know if I go over there, I was gonna get fed. I wasn't gonna be no Shabazz. What's his name? Shabazz nephew.
I couldn't imagine having a kid in college.
I talk to a lot of fellas that are fathers just like in our situation where they're not with the mother, and some of the choices they made also stem from the fact that they want to be away from their child and not have the input of raising them and having someone else
Yeah.
take that spot, and that's like huge. Like, for instance, take their situation.
Mhm.
You went to New York, and your child's mother ended up dating somebody else, and now he's in your son's life. And not to say it's a bad thing, but like he's there more than you, so a lot of the influence is gonna come from him versus
Exactly.
you. So
And
that's tough.
It's so many topics within that, man.
But that
Golly.
for me, that was one of the major things. That was one of the major things for me, because I told her, like, even when I knew we wasn't gonna make it, I was just like, look, I don't want no other dude raising my child. You know what I'm saying? I take on those responsibilities. I will input, you know, how he takes on life. Because one thing with her being, you know, not
Let me
black.
ask you this. As far as there's two types of raising, right?
Yeah.
There's one influence and one that's there. 'Cause she gets married. He's gonna be there.
For sure.
So there's the influence on the raising as, oh, I want to influence your life, or the other part that I'm talking about is, okay, being around and seeing you day to day and
Nah, I was too hands on for that. Like, there's some people that could just be like, I'm around. And I said it on the Pour Horseman. I don't have nothing against, you know, weekend dads. You know, the dads that could just had a child, and the child to have a blast on that weekend and it just get dropped off. Nothing against them, but I knew for me, and then how my pops raised me, he was always there. He was making stuff happen out of nothing.
Right.
And we ain't had that much, but we wouldn't even
you
know.
would know, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so with Keelan, I was like, look, regardless, if anything, if I don't have it, which I didn't, I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna make the time more, you know, beneficial than just dropping off money or throwing bread and stuff like that. Because I was still doing that, but it was still like my time is more precious than anything.
Yeah.
Especially with him, and he's being biracial. I want him to make sure that you a black man. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else in that household or in her family could do that.
Yeah.
And that was my main thing for when he grew up, and like once he became of age, I want him. Like, and I knew I moved back here. We got to start making moves. I knew I had to start making moves to get him down here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, even in regards to her, like dating and stuff, I was like, look, you young too. You're not gonna be just somebody you date for the first time. Oh, this gonna be the person that you with for the rest of your life. I understand that, but I'm not gonna tell you who to have around my child. You just gonna know I'm gonna be around.
Right.
And a case in point, I remember one night. No, it was a Father's Day. It was a father, and Keelan's still young. And her ex, she was with her ex. And I remember I pulled up to her mom's house, and he was there. And it could have went south. Like I said before, my mental changed, because I could have just bombed on dude, like on her. Like, why is he here on Father's Day?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But sensible thinking, let's wrap this up, get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna go that route, and then, you know, we can go there. And once he left, it wasn't even on no issues with him, because like Phil, you know, I always got to keep it player, but it was just like, look, you know better than this. If anything, you could have just spent the night with him. I'd have picked up Keelan, and we wouldn't have no problems at all. Yeah. But you put me in this situation, and you know I could have went left. This should tell you where my mindset is. I'm all for him. I don't mind what you're doing. Just be respectful.
Right.
And once we had that conversation, I ain't had that issue again.
Question for Phil, same thing. Like, I know Carter's with you a lot.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, you know, influence and other guys around, it's as a man, I think pushing your pride aside for the greater good, which is Carter.
I feel it.
How do you take that?
Shit.
First of all, I want to say, Doc, this cigar is a bad motherfucker, man.
Straight up.
It's a bad.
I had to move, and that's why I just like, ooh, I feel it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Man. And KB, you a bad boy for this rum, because I don't even drink rum like that.
Straight up. I hate rum.
Shout out to Bamboo.
Bamboo man had to come to the stash. I like if I gotta drink any rum, this
That's it right there.
But man, I just, man, when Carter was born, knowing our situation, knowing that I never was with this woman, and just knowing that I don't have no rights to this woman, you know what I mean? She can do whatever she want to do. So I always presented myself in a respectful manner, because I feel like if you give respect, then that would be reciprocated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's always treated me with respect. Now, we had our little arguments here and there about dumb stuff.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what
gonna
I'm saying? Haircut, stuff like, this little stupid stuff. But I already knew, man, like, she got a life to live. You know what I mean? I'm with my woman. She has her own life to live. And I just had already accepted that before he was born. Like, Phil, you know, she's gonna have to move on. You know, she's gonna be with another man. You know, all these things. But the type of guy that I am, I'm cool with, right? Even if to talk to me about a guy, right? I could say, yo, you know, just use your best judgment. You pick me to lay down with, so you know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully, you can't be that bad. So, and the thing that I learned about her, because once again, fellas, I didn't know nothing about her, right? I didn't even know her middle name until I filed child support on myself, and that's a whole different dynamic, right? To everybody's situation, right? But it worked out, man. I prayed a lot. You feel me? I just was. I always thought, like, Phil, just stay calm. Everything will work its way out. Because in the beginning, what's the thing that ladies go through? Postpartum, right? I knew nothing about that. But let me tell you how special my woman that I'm with now, she broke it down for me. Like, hey, Phil, listen, this is what this lady's going through, right? For her to even say that, because she could have been like, fuck that bitch, you know what I mean? She could have been like that, but she wasn't. She was like, man, this is what she possibly could be going through. And then I had a conversation with my mom, and she was like, this stuff is real, right? So then that made me think from another aspect, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna be there for my dad. I mean, for my son. He gonna know who I am, or whether it's another man come along, and you know, because it's like with a woman, they go live with a man. In her situation, right? She would go live with a man, and my son being of another man's household. You talking about something that'll give you like anxiety,
bro? What?
But and I'm just cool, man. I'm gonna do my part as a dad. I'm gonna do my best, and I think my best is more than any man on this planet Earth. So I just let it rock, man. How it's gonna be? Because if I worry myself with that situation, it's like I won't be able to focus on the other good things going on in my life, and I wanna make sure that I'm focusing on that too, as well as teaching my son, hey, this is what you do, this is how you carry yourself, this is that, and this and that. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing I didn't know. Breastfeeding, whoo, yo, for my son to be like, if he was on the podcast right now and he was sitting in the middle between KSea and J. Jones, he could hold a conversation with us. That's how advanced this kid is. So when I sit down, which is a blessing, when I sit down with him and I explain stuff to him, he understands. 5 years old, he understands. And that blows my mind, and I'm thankful. I thank God every day for that.
Hey, I'm gonna ask y'all this, and then John, to everybody, could you imagine any situation? We all fathers. Can y'all imagine any situation where y'all wasn't able to see y'all kids often, like being y'all's kids' life, like often seeing them. Like I can't even imagine now, like having two girls, like being away.
I'm gonna be transparent here. So like KSea and Phil, I'm in a similar situation. I took opportunity to move to LA, and it was tough because I knew if I moved to LA, I was leaving Houston and I wasn't gonna be around my daughter. But it was, I looked at it as this is an opportunity to better better my life,
Hold hard.
and learn some things that can help me career wise.
And better her life.
Yeah, when I went to LA, it was tough because me and my daughter's mom wasn't on the greatest terms, especially when I chose to leave.
Yeah.
And it was times where I didn't get a chance to talk and see my daughter because of the issues that we had. And it was pretty nice. I cried myself to sleep because the love that I had for my daughter, I couldn't see her. I didn't even just talk to her. And like y'all said, it's like it's things that you do all the time. Tucking your child in, telling them you love them, just seeing it. And you be 1,000+ miles away, it just took a toll. So when I got back to Houston, it's just like, yo, the things that fathers that are in their child's life don't have to think about, you cherish even more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got my daughter with me. I'm hugging her even tighter. Because like I know how that feels not being around my child every day. So it's tough. So yeah, man, I you know, being your son's life.
Yeah, man.
You too, and even you getting in their life.
So when I came back to Houston, I moved back to Houston because initially I was just gonna be back. I was gonna be in Oklahoma postgraduate had I got the job that I wanted, this, that, and the third. But stuff happened. I ended up moving back to Houston, and like how you saying, man, every times I was just like, man, I went through a real life depression. I was wearing sweatsuits in 95-degree weather, walking around just upset. Cause I'm like, man, fuck. I wasn't getting the jobs that I was supposed to get. Other shit that happened that it shouldn't have happened. And then Keelan wasn't here. And I'm like, fuck, how am I supposed to make this happen? Because I knew I wanted him with me.
Yeah.
And so once I kind of got myself out that hole and started climbing up the ranks, start getting jobs and stuff like that, I knew I gotta put a plan together because where I'm at now, the trajectory, I'm not gonna be able to get him. My whole plan was to have him living with me by the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Now I end up being off by a year, but I put it together. Like I said, I need to go get my master's. I need to get a better job, and then just have it to where I can have him full time. She'll get in a relationship. I was fully invested in her relationship. I'm rooting for the dude. I was like, shit, y'all pregnant yet? Like, cause I know I wasn't making it to like where Keelan is expendable.
Yeah.
But Keelan's of age now. I can take him on. You got a little toddler. You got a relationship. So anytime she had a breakup with someone I was already knowing and shit, I was like, damn, like messing up my plan. but it kind of, I got my master's last year and we finally got it to where I was like, look, I'm about to start teaching. It's kind of set up now. And she was like, look, if Keelan wants to do it, then we'll do it. And he always have him like the entire summer.
Right.
Extended holidays, always had them. We always had our setup. And so I asked him, I was like, Keelan, how would you feel about living here? And I was like, you of that age, we need to start working on it. And he was with it. He told his mom, man, I must have cried so hard that day. Like I was so happy.
I
And
remember.
you wouldn't think like young, black dudes, especially my age, 32, this is like our prime years pretty much.
Prime.
You're not a single father, but you're a single father.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just like now, like I got him full time. Like I feel always say it's a beautiful thing. Like I it's some knocks that come with it. Like we've been working on these grades and shit, but you
Life.
know, I definitely wanted it. That's what
Yeah.
I wanted to take in, and I don't regret none of it. And I commend her because you know most moms wouldn't be able to do it. Like she always hit me up. I miss my baby and all that stuff, rightfully so. But we have it to where he got an extended break. Now he can fly. We'll fly him up.
Right.
Like simple as that. No hesitation, no nothing. So our partnership, I felt like those years of us building up our tag team partnership kind of helped to where when he came down, it was like a smooth transition because it wasn't no plagues, no animosity,
tripping
no
over you.
pettiness. Like we working. Then like she's in a serious relationship now. I met her dude. Actually, we all went out, her and her boyfriend, me and B with Keelan. We all went out, had dinner and
That's
stuff.
beautiful.
You know, like we always had
That's
that
big.
communication because the communication is pretty much the key. People say it and it'd be like kind of corny, but it's the real thing. Like if you don't have a communication, that shit ain't gonna never work out. So we always communicated in regards to, you know, if you with someone, cool. If it's gonna be serious, I'll meet the guy. Simple as that. I'm not gonna have just randoms, you know, random people around Keelan, even when he was younger. Because now, if you know, me and B wouldn't work, and then I start dating again, Keelan just blow it off. Like, you know, he a teenager now. He ain't gonna be too fully invested. He not worrying about like when I'm gonna bring him a sibling.
Right.
So I'm like, shit, man, I don't need this pressure right now. Mind your business. You shouldn't be thinking about this shit anyway.
Right.
What that homework looking
No,
like?
yeah, right.
Shit.
So we always want to help the fellas that listen on the podcast. And that's our biggest objective. That's what we started this for. So for you, what advice would you give fellas out there that's potentially dealing with a situation that's similar to y'all where, hey, I have a child, I'm trying to understand the dynamic of how to control my emotions with potentially having someone enter my child's life, or or trying to build that relationship with the mother. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, we might not be on good terms, but how could we go forward as far as like you said, we communicate.
Let me go first on that one. With me not having a father in my life, I've always had to do things on my own, figure out things on my own, which is very difficult, man. Being a black man coming up in this world, as we all know, is very difficult, right? Yeah. So when things come up, let me just say this again. That cigar is a bad motherfucker. Man.
I ain't gonna lie.
But
That
listen.
motherfucker hit me.
But listen to this though. What happened to me is I've always been a big fan of Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
I subscribed to Tidal. This was around the time that 444 was dropping, right?
Knowledge.
He had
so much knowledge.
He had
Straight up.
these clips where he was sitting around talking to a bunch of friends, Chris Paul, Ty, all these people, right? And he said something that stuck out to me. Remove ego.
Yep.
Remove ego.
Which is hard.
What do he mean by that? He said, remove ego. My advice to all fellas that are in these type of situations, you have to remove ego.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what's best for your child, how much input you want in your child's life, and appreciating how precious life is. Bro, we have so many people that are losing their lives. Let's just say something would happen to Carter's mom, you know, not hoping that it won't happen. You have to be ready to fill the spot, fill the void. You know what I'm saying? So you have to remove ego and understand that this child needs both parents. No matter what mom do, she's a human. She's gonna make mistakes. Whatever dad do, he's human. He's gonna make mistakes. But if y'all can come together and let him know that it's love, I think that for my situation, which is very unique, I always put in the forefront love, to show my son love. If I'm around his mom, I show love, right? No disrespect or anything like that. And the one time that I did show disrespect just on some crazy shit. We all get crazy a little time, you know, every once in a while. I feel horrible. Like, man, that ain't what I'm supposed to do. Like I cursed at her, you know. I use a curse word or two, and I try not to curse around my son, but I use a curse word or two, and I feel awful like that whole day. They do. Energy is very important with kids, and I feel horrible. But luckily, I had him in the car, and I told him, I say, hey, Carter, don't ever do what Daddy just did. I made a mistake, man. I wasn't supposed to yell at your mom. And him being the kind of like a whiz kid, he was like, nah, I understand, Daddy. You was just a little mad. And I say,
You was just
yeah,
mad, Daddy.
Yeah, so I say, nah, but you have to learn how to control your anger. You know, you can't let anybody get the best of you. And he wanted to know, like, when you say something that a kid doesn't know, what does the best of you mean? I said, you can't let somebody get inside your mind, son. You know, you have to think for yourself, and you have to always stay on your toes. You know what I mean? So, remove your ego. Because men, we have huge egos. I'm macho this, macho that. It goes my way. But nah, it ain't like that when it comes to your kid, man. You gotta be. You gotta remove that for a second. So I would say remove ego. That's my biggest thing to people.
Remove ego, but like I said before, communication. And then I guess it goes along the lines with that ego. If it don't work out, you know, with your child's mother, the rest of her life is not entitled to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, as we said before, if she goes on dates and stuff like that, you can't feel like if in the back of your mind, y'all can get back together, but you are doing dirt. I mean, not even doing dirt. You are being you, but you feel like y'all can get back together. That's entitlement to her not being able to do shit. Because that's why I feel like a lot of dudes mess themselves off at, because they get in their own way in regards to having that entitlement, that sense of entitlement. Like, just because I feel an ounce of this, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Man, like, she could do whatever she want to do, and it would never cross my mind like, nah, this, like, you tripping, like, you know, if we could never come back from this shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's stupidity. Yeah. And it's ego. And once you get out that way, shit, everything is blossoms and tulips at that point. At least it's been for me. Because once I knew we weren't gonna be back together,
Easier.
and we can actually be friends and raise this child correctly, it was easy as hell. I give it a year where it was rocky, where I thought, you know, we can get back together. But once I realized, like, we're better off as friends, that shit was easy.
Right.
It's ego. I had a sense of ego because I guess it was to the point where I was like, look, I knew going into it we wasn't gonna be together. Like, prior to that, then, you know, I fell in love with you, and then we broke up.
Yeah.
But for the fact of the matter is, just because now that time frame, I started having feelings for you, and yours kind of, you know, went away. That's what was fucking up. And then once I started seeing that pattern, oh, I'm tripping. It's me. It's not even on you.
Yeah.
And then I thought back to the times I fainted when the baby came out. And I was like, oh yeah, she can do whatever the fuck she please. I ain't tripping. Like, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure I have him full time.
Right.
And I mean, we rolling now. Like, we steady making patterns. We doing what we need to do for him, and he sees it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Awesome.
Niggas fried.
Communication.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Communication, you know, fellas. So, man, this is a great episode. I think, like Andy said, man, we gotta get you guys back on part 2, part 3. Man. We got some more stuff we gotta talk about. But we ran out. Hey, you know about it. Let's talk about Manscaped real quick before we get out of here. So, we got to deal with Manscaped. If you guys shipping with the code TOSP. That's the old shit part, TOSP. And you get free shipping at manscaped.com. And use that code, man. Your balls will thank you. Your balls will thank you.
We're in Houston, Texas, so I'm wearing corduroy pants, and I mean, it would have been a ugly thing if I didn't have Manscaped, because I'm using the ball deodorant, and my balls really thank me right now in these corduroy pants, because I'm good.
I can't wait.
I couldn't be out here in these streets in musty nuts.
Not
Not in Houston.
So,
Have me a trending topic amongst Houston Twitter.
On our pod, we have final thoughts before we get out of here. So I'm gonna let you guys, I guess, go first. What's your final thoughts to the public, man?
Hey, my final thought to all of you fellas, y'all all have been fathers before me. I believe so. I believe everybody has. And what I do is just like I did in basketball, I always try to take a little bit from everybody's game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Ditto.
That's part four.
If y'all always see that I always a DM y'all, that's beautiful. Or y'all son, or with y'all sons or daughter, man, that's amazing. I always try to take little things that y'all do, these little episodes that I see on Instagram, and I take them and I try to apply them to my life. So I just want to applaud you guys for being great fathers, and shout out to my brother Larry and my brother Q, who I look to. I feel like I've always been a father figure to them, but they showed me, like, when you have a baby, and y'all too, how you supposed to carry yourself, how you love your child, how you love your family. So Bola, I want to thank you. KSea, I want to thank you. Jay Jones, I want to thank you. Me and Jay Jones be having some deep conversations. And the thing is I've been knowing KB for so long, like longer than everybody here. I've been knowing KB since 2004, 3, one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And
I was in high school.
Yeah, so but I seen his growth as a man, like all the way through Party KB, Lit KB, Hoopin' KB, and now I see the family, man. And man, I can't applaud all of y'all enough, man. Like, seriously, man, y'all are inspiration for real.
Drop your IG for people out there so they know what a good father looks like, man.
Good father look like oh yeah, that cigar is a motherfucker, man. Let me say that one more time, man. These cigars, I just forgot my damn Instagram name, man. Yeah, there you go. At YScooter2. On Twitter it says at Don P. Too, man. So, yeah, man. Holla at a young player, man.
I mean, for me, young fathers out here, like I said, get out your own way.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's happiness on the other side for all parties. It's no reason to have that sense of entitlement, especially with these women. Especially in this day and age, the women are taking over. And I'm all for the movement.
Straight up.
And we play our part and we do what we're supposed to be doing. It'll be a beautiful thing. In regards to just an advice, like I said, stay out your way, and then also be a part of that child's life. Don't just feel like it's a monetary thing. Oh, I paid child support, that should be that. No, go beyond. Use some time, put some time in. And just like we all hoop, if you want to be better in hoop or any kind of sport, you got to put time in. It comes with fatherhood. Like you got to put in time in regards to your child and also knowing them. Like if you don't know your child, you just think I can just, throw an activity for them to do, pay for an activity for them to do. You may not know what the hell your child going through just in the mental. So you got to be invested in that. And once you do that, your child will definitely see it and it'll be reciprocated beautifully. So, and my Instagram is KSea43, KSEA43, Twitter the same, but if you don't need to follow.
Nah,
straight up.
Man, thank you guys for coming on, for real.
Appreciate you.
Love your kids, love your wife, love your family.
Love the babies.
And I appreciate you guys coming on, for real. It was
Thank
great.
Nah, of course, thank y'all, man. Appreciate appreciate Doc and the people over here at McCoy's, man. They done opened doors up on a day they not even open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They showed a lot of love. So please, man, y'all come out to McCoy's, grab y'all cigars, any of y'all needs, any questions y'all have, y'all come shout to these folks over here, holla at Doc. And yeah, man, tell them the old shit part.
It's a motherfucker.
Doc, you a bad man. Doc, I ain't gonna lie to you. These cigars is off the motherfucking chain.
I gotta grab 2 of these before I dip straight up. Them hoes hit.
So we appreciate y'all fellas, man. That was a great talk. Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day.
Shout out to Manscaped for love, you know what I'm saying? Make
What
sure you
was the code again?
TOSP.
Mm.
And shout out to Doc, you know what I'm saying? He always shows love. Like
Right.
he said, open up the shop on Sunday for us to shoot. So that's love. Make sure y'all come through, get you a cigar too, or if you be balling like
A box.
Get you the box.
Get you a box.
And like I said, we're gonna try and do a mixer, hopefully on a Sunday or something when they're closed, and we have some of our family and friends come through and just enjoy the setup and have a good time.
Yeah, and man, like I said, thank you guys, man.
No, thank y'all,
At the
man.
end of the day, the old shit pod, we just trying to help better fathers any way we can by sharing stories of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's a dope episode.
Yeah.
Black fathers, man. That's the
Black
trend.
fathers,
That's the beautiful
Yeah.
trend. Like
Yeah.
it ain't forced.
But
Right.
that being said, we toast out like we normally do, man.
Put them cups in there. Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Episode,
cheers.
man.